What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for joining me today. I'm here with Yeo Williams, and man, this is the podcast. This is one of the first episodes, and really wanted to dive in and see what we can do and how we can service each other, man. And I'm sitting here with a fellow creative, man, about to jump right into it, man. So, if you don't mind, man, can you please introduce yourself and
For sure. Well, similar to how you said, my name is Yeo Williams. I'm a graphic designer by trade, but creative entrepreneur by profession. I'm the founder of Yeo Design and Answer Threads, which is my clothing company, both of which I've been doing for 3.5, 4 years now.
Okay.
Started it when I moved out to Cali for a brief stint, came back to Florida, where I'm located at now, and just been running it ever since, bro.
Man, that's what's up, man. Like, that's crazy because I know we had met through like a mutual contact, Justin Horton.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's my boy.
Yeah, that's good people right there, for real. Like,
for sure.
So much history, but man, like, can you tell us like how was that interaction like when you met him? Like how did that go for y'all? Like, what was the scenario? Like, elaborate on that.
I met Justin his freshman year of college. I want to say I'm a year ahead of him. So I played receiver at Jacksonville University. Graduated in 2015. Justin, and you know him. You've known him longer than I've known him. He's 100% a class clown.
Right.
Entirely animated, loud, but that's my boy. He, as loud as he is, he's intelligent as well. So
absolutely.
I want to say he wasn't my, for lack of a better term, mentee when he came to tour to college. But we crossed paths with him and my squad, and got him into signing with the college, and we've been locked in ever since.
Man, no, that's what's up. Yeah, because I know you just kept mentioning like how there were similarities between both of us and such, and I definitely seen it when I scroll down your IG, like, dang, that's
right. So much as far as like the videography and the locks, and we don't really think typically like most folks. So I definitely can see the similarities as well.
For sure, man. No, that's what's up, man. And you out there, are you originally from Jacksonville?
Nah, actually, I just went to Jacksonville for undergrad for football. Okay. I actually just moved back out to Port Orange, which is a little bit closer to home. So I did Duval for about 7 years.
How was that, man?
For the most part, it was dope. I didn't really have too many issues. Probably like 2 weeks before I left, though, in typical Duval fashion, my car got broken into. So. Yeah, but
hey, man, you mentioned something like, then you said like a camera was taken or something like that?
Yeah, man. So they bucked me for my camera. That's about a rack gone. They bucked me for my tripod, and they got 2 of my pistol clips. Fortunately, I keep my gun on me so they ain't get my pistol, but they got 2 extra clips, which is, it is what it is.
Right, no, that's what's up. Thinking about your safety for real, because
yeah, man, I'm in Duval, so I can't really get caught slipping.
Real, man. And how was it like getting your camera, your tripod taken? Because that is part of your identity. So like, how was that? Like, was it a heavy blow? Like, how did you deal with that?
Initially, so me and my lady, we were getting ready to run to the store real quick. So like, I'm going out to the car, in the morning. I got like my sweatpants on, and I like walk up to my car. Well, I'm probably like 20, 30 feet from the whip, and I see like my window's not there and the glass is on the ground. So like I just immediately do a 180 and walk back in the house, because like I figure I'm dreaming or something like that. Long story short, like, of course it's broken into. I go through everything and I realize the camera's missing. I mean, initially you would probably think like there was a bit of devastation, like long-lasting devastation, but honestly, bro, it probably lasted like 15, 20 minutes. And I'm very much you roll with the punches, and
Yeah.
very much of what defines you is how you respond when you get hit in the mouth. So,
Nice.
I mean, like it's materialistic, but fortunately enough, I got people around me. I got a team. I got a squad. So if I ever did need a camera again, which I've needed, I
Mhm.
could just make a phone call. So right now, I ain't really too pressed on like getting another camera because I'm so heavily invested in like graphic design right now.
Mhm.
But if a situation arises where I need a camera, just like, not even a week ago, I needed one, got on the phone. My boy, he came through, he brought up the camera. It was the exact same one.
Oh, that's
And we
dope.
were able to get a production done. So, it is what it is. You kind of just learn to roll with the punches after a while.
Man, no, that's smooth, man. The perseverance and even the point that you was mentioning. Um, I see that it's definitely benefits of having a strong foundation, like and supporting group around you for real, because that's
For sure, for
man,
sure.
so that's powerful. Like
Yeah,
you,
you can't do this stuff on your
right,
own.
man, yeah, right. What's that saying? Like you can't go far like alone, something like that. So,
If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with a team.
yeah,
Something like that.
man, that's big facts, right? That's big
Yes,
facts,
sir.
man. That's cool, man. Man, so
Yeah.
like how what was the inspiration like with your career path, just being a creative, like is that something that chose you, or is it something that you made a choice within yourself to go and pursue?
Honestly, probably a combination of both.
Okay.
So I've always been able to draw since I was younger.
Mhm.
Like the first thing I can really remember drawing was a picture of Tasmanian Devil, and then Tasmanian Devil it progressed into anime. Um, and then probably once I started like really getting good with anime, that's when I found out how athletic I was.
Hmm.
So from there, I kind of put art down and transitioned into being more of an athlete. But after I graduated college, entered the workforce, had an interesting situation there that kind of motivated me to pick back up on art. So I would say like I've always had the skill set, I've always had the talents, but
Yeah.
in terms of like actually pushing with it, I had to get pushed through life to kind of pick it back up, so to speak.
No, that's dope, man. I know you're saying about that kind of like a life-changing event while you was in the workforce. And man,
Yeah.
could you kind of go in on that? Because I was scrolling down your IG,
Nah.
look
Yeah.
like a
Yeah,
scene out of a movie, man. Like it was like,
yeah, you
man,
see me in a two-piece with
yeah,
four guys on the SWAT team, you'd be like,
yeah,
what the hell?
right.
Nah, but so it was pretty much like 6 months after I graduated college. December 1st, 2016, north side of Duval,
Hmm.
north side of the Bangle. Um, I'm working in Community First, it's a credit union. Not really any background in finances, but through the ability to talk well and interview well, I found myself in a position there. Cool. I'm a banker slash teller, doing my thing. It's the first of the month. I'm in the hood, you know what I'm saying? So the lines wrapped around the building. Um, and 8:06 in the morning, a guy enters the bank with a hard hat, a bucket, and a pit bull.
Hmm.
And he proceeds to take the bank hostage for 2.5 hours.
Dang.
And I'm in there in my two-piece with like maybe like 5 or 6 other people in our group. There was 12 total, hostages in the bank at the time. And yeah, we kicked it. We got guns put to our head. We watched the situation unfold on the news. I got licked by a dog. It was a lot.
Man, that's crazy. I bet them 2 hours felt like an eternity, man. Like,
It definitely did.
did it
And
cross
then it
your
was
mind? Like this might be the end? Like, did it
nah.
ever cross your mind? Nah.
Um, I don't know, like, and I've been asked that question a lot, but obviously, given the situation, most people would probably like jump right into that mindset, like, is this it? But and I mean, true to this day, like when I say ever since the situation started, I literally felt like and I kind of get goosebumps every time I talk about it. I literally felt uh uh like a cloak being put over me, like a cloak of safety, so to speak.
Mhm.
So like, even though he was, you know, wild, erratic with a 6-shot revolver, whatever, I just kind of, I literally felt blessed enough to know that wasn't nothing gonna happen.
Right, like you knew you were straight, man.
Yeah,
Wow,
I
man.
literally like, and it's creepy because like I don't really do the whole like talking in front of crowds, all that. Well, I didn't at that point. So like my anxiety was like real at that point, for real, for real.
Mhm.
But during that event, like I was cool as a cucumber, bro. Like it was just like a regular day, which is very weird to say, but I
Man,
was smooth. Yeah.
that's what's up. Like, right, and I'm sure like people around you just panicking, like just
oh yes, yes,
sure.
100%.
Yeah,
Most people would definitely bawling their eyes out.
man.
And it's not funny, but I had a coworker, you know, heavy set guy, big dude, you know, wife, kids at the crib,
Mhm.
and I'm like, in the bank training, they kind of tell you that if a situation like that does occur, you just do what the guy says. You don't try to be a hero, et cetera, et cetera. Which, you know, initially I'm cool with, but the guy was like 5'6", 120 pounds. Mind you, like I was a collegiate athlete and I just got out of college.
Yeah,
So I'm 6 foot, buck 85, buck 90. Like, dude, you don't really want to do this. So as we're going through like his demands, I like whisper to my coworker, like, you know, bro,
man, let's find this
he
window
got a
opportunity.
yeah, he got a 6-shot and then 7 people, he done shot one bullet. I'm a buck 85, bro. He was like a solid 300 plus. And
Oh,
I'm like I'm trying to coerce him into like, you know, I hit him, you grab him. Bruh, snotty nose crying.
oh
It was no,
no,
it was no help.
you had no dog in him.
He had no dog in him. He had no dog. But it was cool. Everybody, you know, was able to get out of the situation without a scratch. The guy, he ended up letting the oldest person in the group, who was the elderly lady, I think she was like 65, and
Mhm.
he let the youngest person in the group go, who I think he had just graduated high school. He was 18.
Dang,
Uh,
that's crazy. And the fact that the dog licked you, man, like that says a lot. Like the dog, like didn't sense no type of fear. Like
and
that's
he lied. He said it was a pit bull, but I know it was a mutt. Like after I like looked at her in the face and like she came up, licked me, and you know, like it's a dog. One, we in a bank robbery. The dog comes up and licks me, and the dude has the audacity to tell me to chill because he know the dog not gonna bite.
damn.
Yeah, so like I literally, bro, it's so much like unorthodox stuff that went on in that bank within a 2.5 hour time frame. I can't even, you couldn't even imagine.
Man, that's wild, man. Cause like I can relate because it's so crazy. I can relate. There was a few situations while I went to college up in Milwaukee. Went in Bethune for a couple of years, then went to transfer up to college in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And man, there was times where I'll be at the summer school, like or just taking summer courses like in the inner city, and
Mm.
there'll be an armed gunman walk into the school building and such like that, and definitely see everybody panicking. But I'm looking at first like, which window I'm about to jump out of. That's what I be thinking. Like, man,
Exactly,
right?
exactly,
I'm gonna do
exactly.
all this like and get out of this mess, man. At the time,
Nah, for real.
yeah, like it's just crazy. Like just the chill, the calm, like you thinking straight, like the adrenaline start pumping and everything just really come together. Nothing of
Yeah,
your
you
capacity.
you gotta, yeah, you gotta be focused, man. Like even in, I mean, you know, life or death situations, but even in everyday life, like adverse things happen, you gotta be able to stay mindful. You gotta hold your composure.
Right? Like really what you're gonna do in that fight or flight. For real.
Yeah. I didn't know that happened to you though. Like that's crazy. That's a
I got
that's
some
another
stories, man.
that's another unfortunate similarity that we
Right.
share.
Right. There was a time at a bar too, man. Man, long story short, like my friends try to rob an outsider. So like we all at this bar, everybody goes and mingles, all college kids, a few adults usually sprinkle in there, but mostly college kids. And my friends in the bathroom, they see this guy. He definitely, you can definitely tell he's out of town. He has like but he looked like somebody off of Scarface. Like he had he had like the button up with the trees on it. So instantly I'm thinking like this guy got to be strapped. Like he's like 5'5", like he's just walking around.
Right.
He's asking my friends about the girls and all that, and then my friends like, oh, let's go to the bathroom. Such. Long story short, they got into a little altercation in the bathroom, and he pulled out his gun and had a beam on it. And my friends, they shook, they ran out. It was like, oh, you got a gun, you got a gun. He came out and he was holding like his waist. And man, like mind you, like there's about like 50 college kids in there. The people at the bar was not paying attention, but we was like towards the dance floor, DJ. And man, I went up to him for some reason. Like I was like, dang, like in a situation like that, I only trust me. I don't know what everybody else gonna do because obviously people over there.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, so I went up to him, I spoke to him, I felt like the negotiator, bro. Like I looked him in his eyes and I just spoke to him like, dang, do you really want to do this? Like this kid.
Bro, you ain't gotta do this. You ain't gotta do this, bro.
he like, yeah, he eased up and he was just like,
you was the voice of reason.
Right, the voice, man. While I'm looking around, everybody else shook. Like, I'm like, dang.
I ain't gonna hold you. You don't look like the type of guy to have friends that pull jack moves, bro. What was you doing in college?
Man, I ain't gonna say too much, man, but I do a good job of holding a good image, man. You know.
Nah, I feel you. I feel you. What's understood ain't gotta be explained.
But you know, a story for another day. But
right.
Communication majors. I understand the power of perception and all that.
You're talking to a real one. I feel you.
A sticky situation, man. Because I was ready, like just in case if he was to flinch or pull, like I'm closest to him. You know, I play a little college football and such. So just knowing what I'm capable of, like okay, like if he pulls,
rap and drive,
right? I gotta give him my best shot, and that shot gotta count, or else everybody else is getting wet up in here. Like, man, it'll be a sad story.
I mean, looking at you and you said Buddy was 5'5". I think your one shot gonna do what it need to do, bro. Man. Oh God. Oh,
man, but it was, and then the next morning, oh my goodness, then the next morning I'm sitting there chill at lunch and everybody else talking about, man, who would have jumped in? Like they was over there, politicking, talking about who would have did something, who would have jumped in. I'm like, man, I'm looking at him like, man, y'all,
you was Denzel.
Like,
what you mean?
Y'all was shook as hell, like. Man, y'all ain't really about that. It's just funny how people like you never know, like once you actually in that situation, like you never know like how it's gonna play out. Like,
facts. That's, you said more than a mouthful right there. Until you actually in the fire, you don't know how you gonna respond. So.
Right. Exactly, man. It's man, whew,
right. It is crazy because after my little situation, dude, I couldn't tell you how many text messages and calls and like. I mean, of course, like most of it was love, but you know, you got your boys in the mix too, and they like, man, you know, I would have did this, I would have done that. Like, man, why you ain't just body slam them? Like, come on, bro, like, cut it out.
All y'all was shook, dudes that man, but it's straight though. It's straight.
For real. But we still here, we still prospering, we still moving forward.
Man. Right. Yeah, at that moment, like just like similar to how you were saying, like you felt like that cloak of protection. Like I really felt like I was a vessel. Like I was looking at this man like in his eye, and it felt like him and I were the only people in the room at that moment. And it was just like we had a real conversation. Like, dang.
Nah, I feel that.
Got on his way, but sheesh. Woo.
Blessings.
Right, blessings.
we still here.
Highly favored.
Inshallah.
Man, that's why, and I really be skeptical about like, you know, who I deal with, you know, and such like that. Just because of that, you just never know, somebody might bring you into their mess and stuff. So I'll be really observant and such like.
Valid. I mean, not say like certain people. I feel like everyone should do it, but you got to look out for you. You got to control your environment. You gotta just be cognizant. And I mean, of course, with our upbringings, we kind of got more exposure to certain things, but that should be more motivation for you to be on your P's and Q's more. Because like, especially when, you know, people like ourselves or anyone who has a big vision or big dreams for themselves, you gotta be like real life militant in how you move and how you conduct yourself. Um, I feel like, you know, everybody enjoys like having fun and kicking it, but
Mm.
at the same time, you know, when you got that mission, like how you say you felt like you were a vessel, like you got to conduct yourself as such, for real, for real. So I love that you said that.
Man, that's truth, man. It's such a cliche saying about like, you know, you got to look at it like chess, but it's so real. Like you really got to think like 3-4 steps ahead,
Nah,
like and think about them outcomes. Like this is possible. This can happen. Like probability. Like
yeah, for what anything you trying to do, like man, I can't not say you can't find yourself in certain rooms. You just gotta limit the exposure that you have.
yeah,
You know,
fact.
you ain't gotta entirely like exile certain aspects of who you are as a person or your upbringing. You just gotta be the G that's in control. Like pull up on the block for an hour, you know, say what's up, kick it, keep it
Keep it
moving.
moving. Yeah, yeah. Hanging around too long. That's when
Then you
man.
get jammed up. I didn't unfortunately seen it. So
Yeah.
I mean it is what it is.
Man, so man, that was so insightful, man. That was so insightful. Man,
Yes, sir.
like as a creative, like what has really been like your biggest lesson for you, your biggest takeaway, just of the years of just, you know, going through, you know, your trials and tribulations, like what's really been something like that you take away from it, like
Oh man.
the energy of who
Um
you are and how you create, like
I wouldn't say that there's anything in particular that stands out most. But just concepts like you can't do it yourself. It definitely takes a team. The power of saying no. Like as creatives, you know, oftentimes I feel like we get so caught up in either trying to help someone bring that vision to life or taking on a project that might not necessarily be best for us, but at the same time, you gotta have that gusto about yourself to be like, all right, maybe this ain't the best fit. I'm not gonna take it. If I got the resources, I'll put you on to something else. But the ability to say no,
that's strong.
money management,
Mhm.
time management. That's a big one because as creatives, as entrepreneurs, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole, and I mean, I get it. You want to promote the lifestyle, but the whole, like, you know, you can go down, work by the pool. You can, you know, work when you want. You make your own hours. Like that's a pro, but that's also the biggest con because, you know, you can get caught up in the everyday facets of life and never really do anything productive with your business.
Thanks.
So definitely like having structure and building a network because you can only grow so much staying to yourself. So of course you gotta like expand, you gotta share your artwork, you gotta open your mouth sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So I I can't really pinpoint one particular thing because there's been, you know, so many things that I've learned in just 3-4 years, bro.
Mhm. Man, that's real, man. Like, has there ever been like a time where you thought about like throwing in the towel?
Um, nah, nah, because what you by throwing in the towel, you mean like stop creating?
Yeah, start creating like
Oh,
changing your type of career path, like your lifestyle.
nah. I think like I was saying earlier, it's all about how you roll with the punches. So
Mhm.
even if the business ain't necessarily moving and you know things is life and getting a little iffy, as much as as much as I encourage people to not depend on a 9 to 5, I'm a firm believer in that's just a small facet of someone's journey. Like as long as you keep the mindset that you destined for bigger, you destined for greater, that 9 to 5 is really just a small thing to help you get by. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? As long as you don't like get caught up and depending on the company, buying to company culture and all this type
Right.
of stuff, like, you know, you good. So as far as like once I made a decision, like I'm gonna create and I'm gonna get it out of my mind versus like on the field or, you know, punching a clock. Like I'm gonna figure it out, like regardless. But
Yeah.
quitting, nah, that's not even an option.
Right. And that's man, and that's strong. That's powerful. It says a lot about your character. Like Like even though like we know we might
Sure.
not be able to see through that dark, like you still decide to push forward. And yeah, you ain't even think about because you know it's built in you, creator.
Yeah, like I mean, over the years, like I done had a gig, but even still, like, and I'm me wherever I'm at, so I'm not shy about what I do outside of work. I'm not shy about sharing my passions, and I feel like what really, or a test for anyone, what really sets you apart is your ability to be in those situations where people have this fixed mindset and your mindset is out of the box, and you still comfortable with that, and you still walking in your light. Like if you ever wondering if your journey is meant for you, do something like that for real, for
Thanks.
real. And it'll just see how thick your skin is, see how tough it is, see how much you really dedicated to it. Cause I mean, I was working a gig for like, 3 years or whatever while I'm doing my thing. Well, probably like 2.5 years. I don't even know. I was just there. But like being in rooms with folks who don't necessarily share those same dreams or visions or passions, like it can be uncomfortable because you feel like the elephant in the room, you know what I'm saying? But as long as you're firm in yourself, like I'm a strong believer, and that stuff is just peanuts.
Right, and that's huge, man. That's huge, and I hope we at least touch at least one listener because it can get tiring at times. Code switching, like man, like going into corporate and just man, it can definitely be tough.
Man, yeah, and
At that point in time where it's like yeah, like man, throwing all that out, like let me just be me and let me move like how I want to move, like
yeah,
it's yeah, I could
yeah. I
definitely
mean,
attest to that.
yeah, not to cut you off, but code switching it definitely has its place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Especially within our culture. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like, and as I'm all for being you, but in the same token, on the other side of that coin, you gotta be able to play the game.
got to.
It's especially our culture, our background, the way we look, the things that we dedicated years of our life towards. Like, yeah, you can stereotype me, you can assume whatever about what's gonna come out of my mouth, but at the end of the day, I'm in control of what you see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in control of what you hear. So in terms of like, yeah, like I'm a creative, I do my thing, whatever, but if I gotta put on my two-piece with my tie, you seen the
Dude.
you seen the movie scene picture,
Yeah,
like we can do that. We can
yeah.
pronounce the ERs, we can pronounce the INGs,
Mm-hmm.
we can take it the whole nine. So I'm also a firm believer in duality. So
Absolutely, yeah, right. It's a piece of who we are. It's a piece of who
mhm.
we are. Like, yeah, I can definitely relate to that. Just being a teacher, working at a school, while also running the business. I just know, like,
Yeah,
right, like it has to be that the point of time because that representation does matter for somebody to see me that looks like them doing what I'm doing. I know that's
right.
huge. That's powerful, right? At the
Yeah,
same time,
and that's
you gotta, yeah,
you wearing a lot of hats as a creative, as a teacher. Like those are two completely different industries. That's two completely different spectrums. Like
mm-hmm.
not only as a teacher, you interacting with our youth, you interacting with the future, and then you got to be able to interact with their parents and your coworkers. So like, yeah, like that's
Hey,
that's that's big.
and it's a huge blessing that I get to teach something that I'm already in, like with film production, TV broadcasting. So that shoe fit well. That shoe fit well,
Absolutely, it's not even work for you. I'm
right?
sure it ain't
Right,
even work.
man. It's passion. I love it. I love it, man. And also get to do things on the side, like be the advisor for the Black Student Union, for the film club, and such like that. So I really get to
Hell
press
yeah,
on like who I really truly am and such, and really make an impact. So it's definitely a
yeah.
lot of space for a lot of growth. That's for sure.
Being able to touch them jits is important, man. Like I remember when I was in college, I had this mentee, young dude. He was like sixth grade, bro, and his locks was probably like right here on him. And I'm in there with like a group of like 5 or 6 young ones, and we talking, chopping it up, and he gets brought into the class with me. He come in, as soon as he come in, he put his head down, like sitting at the desk. I'm like, nah, you might not be having a good day, but I'm finna teach you when you walk in the room, like you at least speak. So we got that out the way, whatever. And as he started to open up, I had found out that with his locks, his mom had told him that he wouldn't be able to graduate with him because people in society gonna look at him like XYZ just because of his hair. And, you know, me being me, of course, I'm a respectful dude. I'm like, you know, of course, you know, your mom probably looking out for you, but here I am. I had my locks maybe like 8-9 years at that point. Like graduated high school with honors, 3.5 GPA, playing college football, 3.5 in college, like extra responsible, doing everything, no record. Like, bro, your hair doesn't define you. And my mentor, who got me into mentoring, told me like the kid still remembers that, and he's 19 years old. He done went to college, like he's done we done did the road, and he still remembers from when I told him like, bro, don't let your hair define you, like be you as a person, because he was a smart kid. You know what I'm saying? Like super smart, straight A's, whatever. But he was concerned about his image and his locks being a limiting factor in his future. I'm like, nah, bro, we write our own stories around here. We don't let nobody dictate nothing.
Facts. And I like how you mentioned even about education, like nobody can take your education credentials away from you, like regardless of how you look. Like, so powerful, man. Man, real.
Yeah, like they don't really expect us to know much or really care about much. So anytime we get the opportunity, like you being a teacher, bro, you touching so much of our youth on a daily basis. And you know, I can already tell how you rock. So for them being able to see, like, again, somebody that looks like them and move how you move, like that speaks volumes. That sticks. So big up to you for that, bro.
I appreciate that, man. For real. Appreciate that.
No pressure.
I'm sure if we had $1 for all the times we heard that we can't make it far without locks, man, we'd be millionaires.
What? I have a Billy. I have a Billy. I done had my baby's like decade plus, bro. Like, I done heard it all.
That's what's up.
I done heard it all.
Right, for real. I had mine about 8. Yeah, 8 coming up Halloween. Yeah. For real. That's what's up. Man. Yes, sir. Man, so like, if you could, like, just kind of with your whole journey, entrepreneur journey, like just like life in general, if you were to put it like in one word, like if you were to just only use one word to describe like how everything has been so far, because obviously we're still writing a book, but at this current chapter, in hindsight, if you were to use one word to describe, what would it be?
Dang, that's a really good question. That's a really, really good question. One word. For some reason, I come up with defiant, not necessarily in a common sense of the word, but I kind of feel like the path that some people thought I would take, or some people probably assumed that I would end up on, I completely rejected. So I'm defiant to what their expectations were in that sense. I'm defiant in regards to when most people look at me, you know, they probably think I'm into XYZ, and my interest level is a whole nother spectrum. I'm defiant to the stereotypes that could potentially be put on me. Yeah, man, like I don't really like status quo. I don't like, you know what I'm saying, like complacency and all that type of stuff. So in terms of like continuing for people who like push the envelope, I feel like they're just defiant because people is telling you to be complacent, people telling you to be normal, XYZ, just fit into the mold. We don't buy into that. I don't buy into that whatsoever.
Yeah. Right.
And I'll continue to be defiant.
And that's what's up, right? You got that rebel to you, man. I like that. Like,
got to.
Like, yeah, that complacency. Ooh, man. Complacency would be me for real. Like,
nah, seriously. And I mean, I feel like that's kind of what most of my friends get out of me though, because you know, I don't have a whole lot of close friends, but the ones who are close, you know, they understand some of the things that I've been through, and they know, like, just like it's not an act, it's not a it's not something that I'm trying out. Like literally before entrepreneurship and creativity, I was the exact same person as an athlete.
Mhm.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like whether the goal was to play in the league or to just, get my ideas out, like I don't care what anybody else has to say. And I'm gonna do it for me and I'm gonna bring my people along with me every step of the process. So
Sir. Yes, sir.
that's just how I'm rocking.
That's truth right there, man. Man,
Oh,
like,
so
what's up?
not to cut you off, but I'm gonna spit it back to you because that was such a good question. I gotta ask you what your one word would be for yourself.
One word, man. One word. Man, alive, man. Like alive.
Ooh.
That's man. Cause it's just interesting stuff, like just what my life has
I
shown
feel
me.
it.
And I ain't have like my a little bit real quick, like my pops passed young, like 7. Like it's something about that number 7. My pops passed young at 7. And my mom, working mom, single mom, and I got 3 other brothers. So like, and I'm the youngest one. Um, and like they was always doing their thing. And I just so happened to be like very fortunate because I didn't have like an OG growing up and such. And I was always kind of that friend that people would come to like, for advice and such. I guess I seen outside looking in like as a stable person and such. Because I learned, like I realized early what death was. Like even before 7, like man, I don't really talk about it too much, but before 7, I was like 5 years old. Was living by like Edgewater, and I remember uh, my mom and I, like we witnessed somebody getting shot, like bullet hole like in the stomach. Like he was banging on our door, like, "Hey, call 911, call 911." So like when I seen that, immediately like I identified what the streets were. You know what I mean? Like because it was told like this guy, I guess like one of his close friends was the one that shot him. I guess it was like a deal gone bad or something type of misunderstanding. But just by
Right.
seeing that early and like I'm sure I need therapy. I'm
So
starting
we are black men in America.
right.
We all need therapy, my
Man,
nigga.
real, real. And that was
For
like
real.
that was a turning point for me too. And that was also the start of my spiritual journey, like on some like, wow, like this is what life is. Like, whoa, like so like I always like stay clear of just the BS and yeah, even though I can relate to somebody that is in the streets, got the street friends, got the people that are in corporate, I can relate to the old lady, the 65-year-old lady, down the
Yeah.
street, whatever. But yeah, man, like that really showed me. So like alive is like my word because I'm very highly favored to have made it this far and still continuing. And I have my seeds,
Yes,
I have my
sir.
2 children, my wife. And yeah, I didn't have
Yeah,
that
yeah.
OG. I leaned on with my pops, my moments with my pops, what I remember from him, and then the football coaches, always play a part and such. So make
Nah,
sure.
facts. Alive is a damn good one, brother. I feel that. I feel that.
Appreciate it. Right, right. Living out here, living, man, and especially with COVID too. Like, dang, how fortunate we are, man. Like, people was getting
Yeah.
picked off like left and right.
For real. For real, for real. But I mean, to take from your story, it seems like at a young age, you seen our communities for what they are.
Mhm.
And at 5 made the decision that you wanted something different.
Right, for real. And,
Yeah.
and
That's
and
big.
shout out to my moms too for taking me out of there. That's when we moved
Oh
to
yeah.
Claremont and met, Justin and all them, like, and really fell in love with football and actually got a space to not survive in, but to actually live in and be comfortable, but still knowing that, like, hey, like I need to watch my surroundings.
Can you say that again? To survive.
I ain't have to worry about surviving, man, because
You could just live.
man, it was crazy because man, because we so like there was a project right across the street, probably like 10 steps away. It was called Chocolate City. And there was so much activity going on there, candy ladies, like just the whole night, like everything going on, like people coming in with their dunks and just
Right, right,
all
right,
types
right.
of, back then it wasn't really loud, but where I'm going.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
And the neighborhood right next to it, we was literally the first house on that neighborhood. It was just a big circle. And all we had was a dog in the front, my brothers, my mom, and we just never really got messed with like that. And it was so fortunate because everything was just passing through us. We got to see so much.
Right.
So like it really put us in that situation. Like, man, like we in the middle of everything. We surviving. We got that. We having that mentality, that stress, just yeah, the anxiety. Like, man, like we got to do what we have to do to survive and make sure that we can at least make it through. Because we're seeing people getting picked off young,
Valid.
right? Go from an environment of surviving to an environment where I can just comfortably live and be a kid.
From surviving to thriving. From surviving to thriving, brother.
Man. So it definitely was a
feel
huge
you.
lesson. I always look back at it like my mom thought we were gonna hate the world for all the stuff we've seen, but she really put us in position to,
To learn, to see what it really is for.
Right.
Oh, that's valid.
Hey man, I wasn't ready for you to spin it on me, but
Hey, I gotta keep you on your feet, bro.
for
You
real.
did good as a creative. That was a creativity test.
Yeah.
And you passed.
Appreciate it. Right,
I
man.
got you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's my identity, man, as a creative, man. Just always been like doing that. It's crazy. It's just crazy, man. A lot of similarities and stuff. But yeah, man. But man, I definitely wanted to close with a game real quick. Like, and it's been such a great talk.
Oh yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've definitely enjoyed it.
Right. But like as we're wrapping it up, man, like I'll say like I'm gonna give you about 4 words and whatever 4 words or 4 phrases. And like when I throw them at you, just kind of respond to what comes to mind first.
Okay. I'm a little off. So
Yeah.
if I say something that's completely off the wall, it ain't my fault. That's your disclaimer.
Yeah, no,
that's my only disclaimer.
Right. This your creative, your creative test now.
Hey, let's do it.
Yeah, man. So it's definitely gonna be relatable. All right, so the first one, Damon John.
Oh, Pioneer.
Ooh. Jay-Z.
Oh. It's the rap. Nah, I feel like I gotta elaborate a little bit on Jay, just because aside from like, the actual stuff, but just for me it's the ability to be a Black man in America and take your vision, take your dream, grow it, and touch a damn Billy and be able to impact not just yourself, but the people around you and put them in better positions. That's Hove. I'm rocking with Hove. That's top 5 DOA in my book.
Okay. Man, Yeo.
Yeo, the realest. The realest, that guy.
No, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Man, what about this one? This last one. What about Cam Newton?
Cam Newton. What's the word? I know what I want to say. I'm just trying to. Defiant.
Ooh, defiant. Yeah. Going back to that.
Defiant. Yeah. I mean, just like everything that he's been through, and just even his all the way up to his image today. Like I'm just a fan of our people being comfortable in their own skin, bro. And people who are themselves out loud, like regardless of social perception, whatever it is, like I appreciate the person who wakes up in the morning, like brush their teeth, go through their routine, and when they step outside, like they ain't really at the mercy of society. They ain't really at the mercy of what everybody else gotta say. Like one of the ultimate goals I feel like is just being comfortable in your own skin.
Yes, sir.
That's it. And Cam, I don't know if he be like finna go golfing or if he finna go to like a coffee shop or what, but bro, bro be on it.
Right. Somebody that really maximizing themselves, like
for real. And
just to deny.
Yes, sir.
Man, that was an awesome way to end it, man. Like, hey,
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate you, for taking this up, man, taking this offer, man. Like, for real.
Oh, man. Yeah, for sure. We locked in. If Justin Stampia is crazy and loud and obnoxious as he can be, You official.
And likewise too, man. That's crazy, man. Dang, man, where people
Sorry.
can find you? Like, what's your any social media like?
Oh, bet. It's that time. So on IG, it's at Yoko, YEOKO_. On Twitter, it's Yoko, ITSYEOKO. Answer Threads, ANSATHREADS. We didn't go to Z route. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on everything. You know,
Yes, sir. Yes,
you'll
sir.
find me. Usually, if you type in YEO, I'm one of like the first 5 to pop up.
Yes, sir. Any final words? Anything else you want to share?
Um, be great, man. Be comfortable in your own skin. Be defiant. Like whatever the dream is. I'm a firm believer in writing stuff down. Don't just think it. Don't just saying it is good, but write it down to get that kinesthetic vibe up in there and just keep going, bro. Just assist whatever they, her, them. I don't care. Just be you.
That's solid right there. That's some solid ass advice right there, man. Dang, man. Well, I
That's
appreciate
all I
you,
got.
dog. If I could dap you up, I would. I
Oh
appreciate
yeah, we Zoom bumps, all that.
all that.
Gang.
Right. Appreciate y'all, and we signing out.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, man. For real.